Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Houston Rockets lose to the San Antonio Spurs 117-103. Tough performance for the Houston Rockets today, although the Rockets were without a couple starters in this ball game. The Rockets still without Jalen Green, who's dealing with a toenail issue, but I would bet anything that the Rockets, if they wanted Jalen Green to play tonight, Jalen probably would have been good to go. It's preseason, and they're probably not wanting to take huge. They're probably trying to take precautions with Jalen Green and resting a couple key players like three starters in Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, and Dylan Brooks, and Tari Eason coming off the bench, who's still dealing with a leg contusion injury. It gives extra minutes for some of these younger guys who are trying to fight to make the roster, like guys like Nate Williams, a.k.a. Jonathan Williams, who got 23 minutes tonight, or Jermaine Samuels, 17 minutes, who are trying to make the roster on two-way contracts. The minutes are key for them, and I will say, Jermaine Samuels, who's been okay in the preseason, the last three games, so I think an off game is okay, was not very good tonight. Jonathan Williams was great for the Rockets off the bench, nearly scored 20 points for the Rockets. Although the Rockets did, rest Tari Eason, Jalen Green, they rested Tari Eason, Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, and Dylan Brooks. Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Sengun did play. They both played 24 minutes, and here was the starting lineup for the Rockets tonight. It was Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jae'Sean Tate, and Alperen Sengun. Not a bad starting lineup for the Rockets when they're resting three starters. I've been going into the game, I was reading a lot of stuff on Twitter or now X, whatever you want to call it. A lot of Rockets Twitter was saying that they thought Jabari probably asked to play in this ball game. Same thing goes for Alperen Sengun. Maybe that potentially Ime Udoka asked them to rest in this ball game and not suit up. And I mean, if that's true, I'm glad that they have that they want to go out there every night and play, which is you're usually going to see every player do that. But I'm sure I'm not sure about Fred and Dylan, but I'm sure they wanted to potentially play tonight, and potentially same thing goes. I think Tari Eason and Jalen Green might be a little bit different because those two guys are actually dealing with injuries. Tari's actually dealing with a leg contusion injury. Jalen Green's dealing with the toenail issue. So I think Jalen and Targo are a little bit are a little bit different. But I mean, if you suit up, you get to go up against Victor Wembanyama, which in the regular season you don't have to wait long to do that. Exactly 9 days, the Rockets will match up against Wemby in the regular season for their second regular season game, so they don't have to wait for long to face Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama didn't look too bad against the Rockets tonight. 21 minutes, 15 points, 2 for 5 from 3, 3 for 10, 7 for 8 at the free throw line, and 6 rebounds. We'll get into him later and the Spurs scoring later in the game, but let's go to the Rockets scoring from tonight. So Jabari Smith Jr. did lead the Rockets in scoring as Jonathan Williams tried to make a case for it, but couldn't really get there, although Jonathan Williams has really looked really good in this game for the Rockets. Jabari, 24 minutes, 7 for 14, 2 for 6 from 3, 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. The Rockets could really never get going in this game. I mean, they lost by 14. They were down by as much as 23 points, and they go on a little bit of a run, make some good shots. They brought it to 7 a couple times. It was like 3 or 4 times they brought the Spurs lead down to 7. They really could never make it a full comeback in this game, which last game, I think they were down like 14 or 15 against San Antonio, and they made a huge comeback. They outscored San Antonio 36-13 in the fourth quarter. The Rockets were not able to come back in this one. But yeah, Jabari scored 20. Amen Thompson, 21 minutes, 2 for 5, 0 for 2 from 3, 5 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Cam Whitmore did not look bad, but another terrible game from 3 for Cam Whitmore. Last game, he shot 1 for 7. He does it again. 4 for 15, 1 for 7 from 3, 8 for 11 at the free throw line with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Cam might have been terrible on the offensive end, but 6 steals for Cam Whitmore. I mean, this guy was electric, getting steals in the summer league and in college at Villanova, and he continues to do that. I mean, the Rockets, another double-digit steal night. They had, in the first three games, they have 40, well, in the first three games, they had 41 steals, and now in the first four preseason games, the Rockets have 54 steals. I think it is 18 blocks in the first four preseason games. Those are some great stats, steals wise. I mean, I don't know what they're averaging, but they've had 10 or more steals every single preseason game. I mean, first preseason game against the Pacers, they had 10 steals. Second game against the Pelicans, they had 18. Last game against the Spurs, they had 13. This game against the Spurs, they had 13. The blocks, I can't remember every single game-by-game block stats, but they've had a couple with 5. Actually, I think they've had 3 with 5 and 1 with 3, I believe. So, but I don't remember which games. This team defensively, they have one of the best defensive net ratings out of all defenses in the preseason so far. They've been one of the top defenses in the preseason. Although I know it is preseason, but it is their top players that are making these defensive stats. I mean, I'll just go over it. Look at the steals tonight. They had 13, and 6 came from Cam Whitmore. He's going to be a decent rotation player. Same thing goes for Jayshawn Tate, who had 2, 1 for Amen Thompson. That's 9 of 13 steals right there. Boban, I don't count that because he's barely going to play. I don't even know at this point if Boban's going to make the roster. And then Jock Landale had 1. He will be the backup center. Aaron Holiday, don't count that. He'll play if injuries happen. And then the other one was Jonathan Williams. I mean, I think he should make the roster as a two-way contract, but if he does, he's not going to play that much. So, but you had 10 steals tonight, where your players, these are players that are going to be a part of your team, a part of their rotation. I mean, all those guys are going to be bench players, but they're going to play good minutes off the bench. So, I know people use the saying preseason doesn't matter, but these are guys pulling these stats defensively that are going to play minutes for you off the bench. But moving on from Cam Whitmore, he finished with 17 points in his 4th preseason game. Jayshawn Tate scored 13 points with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, 21 minutes, and 4 for 8 shooting. Alperen Sengun struggled again tonight, 24 minutes, 1 for 10. His only shot, great spin move, it was a great mid-range fadeaway shot. And 1 for 10, 0 for 3 from 3, 3 for 4 at the free throw line with 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Off the bench, 17 minutes for Jermaine Samuel, 17 minutes, 1 for 5, 0 for 2 from 3, 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and 4 points, and 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Darius Days played 7 minutes with 2 points. Reggie Bullock played 9 minutes with 1 rebound and only took 1 shot, which was a 3. Boban Marjanovic played 5 minutes against his former team, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Jock Landale, man, did he look good. For a guy who said in his media day interview he's not a good three-point shooter, and the team knew that, going into bringing him in, didn't look too bad from 3 tonight. 2 for 3 from 3, 4 for 5 shootings, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. I'm loving this addition for the Rockets. I mean, he's gonna bring so much defensively as the center, but as the backup center. But he's also gonna bring some decent offensively. I mean, good rebounder. Gonna give the Rockets second chance points. And hey, if he can shoot like that in the regular season, we're good off the bench. Aaron Holiday, after a great game the other night, I think he scored 12 or 14 against San Antonio the other night. 21 minutes, 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3. Aaron Holiday was off. 3 assists, though, and 1 rebound. 0 points for Aaron Holiday. Nate Hinton, 14 minutes, 1 for 6, and he made a 2 and had a free throw. It was an and 1. 3 points and 5 rebounds for Nate Hinton with 1 assist. And then Nate Williams, a.k.a. Jonathan Williams, 23 minutes, was probably, if not Jabari Smith Jr., Jonathan Williams was the best player on the team tonight. 8 for 15, 0 for 2 from 3, 3 for 3 at the free throw line, 19 points and 8 rebounds. And 1 steal. I mean, I love Jabari, but I think Jonathan Williams was the best player on this team tonight. I mean, he played 1 less minute than Jabari. He had 3 more rebounds, and he only had one less point. Jonathan looked pretty good in this ball game. Made more field goals as well. Then Trevor Hudgens, the final player off the bench, 10 minutes, 1 for 5, 1 for 4 from 3, with 3 points and 2 assists. Then DNPs for Tari Eason, Jalen Green, and Matthew Mayer. And that's it. All right, getting into San Antonio scoring real quick. Devin Vassell, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 8 for 14, 5 for 10 from 3. This guy's going to have a good season for San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama, 15 and 6. Already went over that. 3 for 10, 2 for 5. I'll say it again. I've said it before. In the last couple weeks, Victor Wembanyama is going to be something special in the NBA, and it's going to have to suck as a Rockets fan to have to go against this guy 4 times a year and be in the same division as him. Keldon Johnson, 23 minutes, 1 for 3, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 points for Jeremy Shohan with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Zach Collins, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 3 for 6 with 1 for 2 from 3. And then for Julian Champagny, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Derek Barlow, 4 for 4, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Doug McDermott, 17 minutes, was 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3, 0 points. This guy looked pretty good tonight, and they acquired him from Cleveland. 10 points and 5 rebounds for Jenny Osman in 15 minutes, 3 for 7. He was a guy I really liked watching whenever I'd watch the Cleveland Cavaliers in the past couple seasons, ever since LeBron James left Cleveland, and he's gonna be a good addition for them. Charles Bassey, 5 points and 6 rebounds, 9 points for Trey Jones in 21 minutes. Malachi Branham with 9 points in 20 minutes. Blake Wesley with 2 points. Ciesco, the second round pick, had 6 minutes and 0 points with 1 rebound. The following players did not play: Kim Birch, Badako, and Rice. So that's it for this game. I mean, tough loss for the Rockets, but a lot of players for the Rockets not playing in this game. It is preseason. Rockets lose. The 6-game winning streak for the Rockets is over. The Rockets won their 6 final games of the regular season last year, and then their first 3 preseason games this year. So the 6-game winning streak for the Rockets is over, although it doesn't really matter. I mean, last 3 games, we were terrible. We were the worst team in the NBA, and then the next 3 wins, it's preseason. So let's start a new winning streak, and preferably this one's in the regular season this year. That's it for the video, though. Hope you guys enjoy them thoughts, and peace out. Go Rockets.